Hello everyone and welcome to Holistic Healing with Deepshikha. The topic for today's episode is a homework that has been given to me by my guru. I have been specifically asked to think about it and do an episode on it. And this happened about 2 weeks back. Since then, after a lot of thinking and meditating and wondering, I have realized a few things about it. So the mystery topic is productivity. Why was such a topic given to me? Well, it was because I was complaining of not having done anything productive on a Saturday, while at the same time, I was also openly wondering as to where did the time go. Now, this is a conversation that I was having with my guru around 6 in the evening. And during the day, all I had done was taken my pet for a walk, taken care of my plants, completed my self-healing for that day, managed to write that week's episode for the podcast, and a few other smaller tasks. And yet here I was complaining about not having a productive day. To tell you the truth, I now understand why was I tasked this way, but to implement it in my life is going to need a lot of conscious actions on my part. So, what I have come to realize is that all my life, with all the experiences that I have had till date and what we were told, explained growing up, productivity meant being busy doing something that would have a tangible result. It was something that could easily be measured and could be seen by others too. And this is something that is so hardwired into my brain that I could not see spending time with my plants as something productive, even though it took time and energy and also gave me peace. Not to mention, my plants do look better now. Let's explore this further. Today, there is so much emphasis on doing that no one ever focuses on being. Rushing from one task to another, making sure that the to-do list is up to date, looking for various means to automate, fitting in as many tasks, events into a single day, etc., etc., etc. I think this is something that all of us do. And it is to such an extent that doing one thing at a time is just seen as a waste of time. I mean, why do only one thing when you can do two or maybe more things? Eating food, catch up on messages, or watch TV as you do it. Better still, do all three together. Talking on the phone with someone. Why not also scroll through social media while doing that? Or reply to the pending messages? Better still, also drive at the same time. Driving is somehow never complete without being on the phone. I see so much of it happening on the road these days, and luckily, that is one thing that I always avoid. But also, this just makes me realize that we have forgotten to be at one place and be fully present. Even when we are talking to someone face to face, we are so distracted, checking our phones and our watches. But unfortunately, all of this has become the accepted norm, and having a day not spent rushing from one task to another is only seen as an unproductive day. However, if we are to understand the true meaning of this word, we need to accept and open our minds to the possibility that productivity isn't only efficiency, goal setting, and task completion. True productivity goes beyond mere task accomplishment. It encompasses emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Rather than focusing solely on maximizing every minute, it's essential to recognize when rest and rejuvenation is needed. Adequate sleep, breaks, and leisure time contribute to overall well-being. Sometimes the most productive thing to do is to not do anything. In fact, rest is not something that you need, it is something you deserve. And not just rest, but also spending time doing things that cannot be measured in tangible terms. True productivity is not just about getting things done, it's about thriving in all aspects of our lives. I read this quote by Leo Babauta, which seemed so apt. Simplicity boils down to 2 steps. Identify the essential and eliminate the rest. So after contemplating all of the above and realizing certain things about myself, I decided to make conscious changes in my behavior, and it has not been easy. The most difficult thing to do is to practice what you preach. But I have tried to do just that because I did not want to be speaking on something that I myself did not practice. And believe me, it has been difficult. It has required me to constantly be reminding myself to stop and relax. I will now share the simple steps that I have taken and hope that they would be helpful to you. The first thing I did was stop checking my phone while having meals. Second, I have stopped putting alarms to wake up on the days that I don't go to work. I've always used alarms to wake up, even on days that I had an off. And if I would wake up later than that, I would spend next few hours in the guilt of having woken up late. And by late, I mean woken up at 8:30 or probably 9 in the morning. So that's one thing I've decided to do, to let myself sleep. Third, no phones when on walk with my pet. Fourth, not to measure my days with the tasks completed. Days even with 0 tasks done, but if I'm happy at the end of the day, equal extremely productive days. Fifth, take breaks. Period. Sixth, do not work when not in the mood or feeling tired. I anyway would end up achieving hardly anything, but would definitely get myself in a bad mood. And lastly, spend time talking to people whose company you enjoy. Now, since it has been only 2 weeks, so these are the only ideas that I have been able to come up with, practice, so that I could share it with all of you. But one thing that I'm actively working upon and is still work in progress is to do nothing. I'm working towards achieving this, and that too without guilt. To just sit and do nothing. Let my brain daydream and to let myself just get bored. And as I move ahead on this journey, I promise to keep you posted. And with this, I come to the end of this episode. Productivity should not look like exhaustion. The concept of laziness is a tool of the oppressor. A large part of your unraveling from capitalism will include becoming less attached to the idea of productivity and more committed to the idea of rest as a portal to just be. Tricia Hersey. Thank you for joining me on this journey towards a more balanced and productive self. Until next time, stay mindful, stay productive.